Fucking is good, everybody gon' swim. Out here, the party's never end too soon. Happens every time I go and step up in the room. I do it like that, so let me see ya.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Beer's Gaming News. I have a lot of news to go over here today, so let's just dive right in. First we got Sleeping Dogs will be 1080p and 60 frames per second, both on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. United Front Games is handling both the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 editions by itself. Square confirmed with the power of the next generation consoles, or current gen, apparently letting the developers squeeze in 25% more non-playable characters into Hong Kong city streets. That's gonna add a lot more people into the game. It's going to be kind of mind-blowing, actually. Square also says that tweaks have been made to the game's physics and vehicle handling, so jumping in and out of vehicles will be more lifelike if you can get that through your head, because that game from the PlayStation 3 and 360 and PC version, for that matter, were not very lifelike at all, so we'll see what they can do with that. A little side note for that. PlayStation 4's frame rate dipped a little bit during intense moments of gameplay, but optimization is still underway, so it's pretty much almost impossible to tell if that's what it's going to be like at the final release of the game. I'm sure it won't be, but it's just impossible to tell. Alright, next we got games with the Gold Update. October's free Xbox 360 and Xbox One games announced. Chariot is coming to the Xbox One, and it is an indie game. Chariot tasks players with taking the role of a princess or her fiancé as they navigate through the levels along with the now-dead king's coffin. Now, there's 25 different levels across 5 environments, chock full of physics-based puzzles, platforming, and adventure. And for the 360 games, it's going to be Battlefield Bad Company 2 and Darksiders 2. And the next one up we have here is the special PlayStation 4 FIFA 15 bundle announced for limited time. Tesco and Game are both offering the special PlayStation 4 PS4 bundles, which retail for £350. That's the same price as the standalone PlayStation 4 console, meaning you get a copy of the game for free. I would suggest, or the article suggested, that if you're interested in the console, as a retailer is throwing in a digital copy of The Last of Us Remastered for free also. So if you're going to order it, and if you live in the United Kingdom, I would order it from Game. You better hurry because the offer expires on October 10th, which doesn't seem like far away, but that can catch up on you pretty quickly here. Alright, the next one up here is a huge Sony sale on 156 games across the PlayStation 4, PlayStation Vita, and PlayStation 3. But it's only for those who are in Australia, European, or the UK PSN accounts. So lucky you guys. Highlights of the deal include better than half-price discounts on Ali, a deal on Flower PlayStation Vita version that takes the game's price down to £329, along with the host of discounts and old classics ported to PlayStation 3 such as Jet Set Radio, Streets of Rage 2, and Alex Kidd in Miracle World. You can view the whole full list of games if you want to. In the description, I'll have the article posted there. And the last bit of news here, Xbox One's Japanese sales go from pretty much bad to worse. Earlier this month, we saw that the Xbox only sold around 24,000 units in the first 4 days. Well, things have gone pretty downhill from there in the intervening weeks, with the system selling just under 1,500 units in the end week that was on September 21st, according to Firm Media, as reported by 4Gamer. Only 1,314 people bought a new Xbox One in Japan in the last week of the reporting. That puts the newly launched system well behind the Wii U and PlayStation 4, which continue to sell at least 7,000 systems a week in the country. Now, this is pretty bad because the PlayStation 3 is outselling the Xbox One, with a little bit over 6,000 units sold per week in the same time period. Here's a quote here from Brian Ashcraft. "I haven't seen any Xbox One ads on television. There are in-store displays, but nobody knows what the Xbox One is. And if they do, all they know is the console is bombing in Japan." So my thoughts on all this. I'm kind of salty when it comes to the definitive editions and remastered versions, because all these companies are just trying to do is milk the consumer for all their money until there's absolutely nothing left in the game. I mean, The Last of Us Remastered is a little bit of a different story. It was a good idea because there were so many Xbox 360 owners that crossed over to the PlayStation that never really got to play The Last of Us at all, so that I'll give them credit there, but there's not many other games that will come on my list that are worth remastering. When companies start remastering games that were available on both consoles, it's become pretty obvious that all they want are more money from that game. And if I really wanted to play Sleeping Dogs again, it would be on 360, PS3, or PC, since it makes no sense for me to pay the full retail price of that game when I can already buy it for really cheap at my local GameStop or Walmart or wherever you buy your games from. Those free games for Xbox aren't the greatest games. Honestly, it's better than nothing. Don't get me wrong, I love it when indie games are free because most of the time I never heard of the game, and I play the game with an open mind. So Chariot might be a great game, who knows? Battlefield Bad Company 2 is kind of dated already, and they should have at least updated it to Battlefield 3, since there's Battlefield 4 out. Darksiders 2 is rated pretty good, I saw. Never played the game, but it looks really fun to play. Okay guys, I bought FIFA 15 on Tuesday, and I still didn't even open the game and play it. Hopefully I get some time this weekend to play it a little bit so I can give you guys my opinion on the game. But FIFA 15 bundle still makes me a little angry because it's only overseas and not here in the United States. I wish companies could offer these kinds of offers when for consoles, so maybe it will do better. Not that the PS4 isn't doing good already. In my opinion, if I already didn't own a PS4, I would pick this up because I love the FIFA series and I know it would be an added bonus with my purchase of that console. For those of you that haven't bought a PS4 yet, I would suggest buying one of these if you live in the United Kingdom. Because, I mean, honestly, you can't really turn down that offer. The huge Sony game sale is a really amazing deal if you live in those countries. I really wish they had more deals like this in the United States so we could get some amazing deals and pick those games up for pennies on the dollar to try them out, just because indie games just could turn out to be absolutely amazing. You never really know with indie games, and they don't cost the full $60 retail price. So props to Sony for bringing a huge sale out like this on that whole Xbox fiasco. I'm not here to talk bad about it, because I don't want Microsoft to do bad in this console generation. Without that competition, Sony could basically say, oh, screw it, and turn on the consumer, and pretty much be the big boss in town. I don't want to see that happen at all. When I read articles like this, it just gets me upset, because I know that Microsoft is trying to promote their console, but nobody is buying it, especially in Japan. I wish Microsoft the best, and hopefully these sales numbers can turn around, because they are going to end up losing money in Japan. And that's not a good way, because it can only go downhill from there. It's sad because even the PS3 is pushing a decade old and is still outselling the Xbox One to this week. Let's just hope and pray that Microsoft can turn this around and get back in the right direction so there's a competitive market again for gaming consoles. Alright guys, hope you guys liked the video. Make sure to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe, and follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook. I will talk to you guys later. Have a good one.